All right, Anna, you're smiling. You just took the PMP a little while ago. How did it go?
I still feel like it was an intense test, but I
Mhm.
felt like when I got to each question, I could absolutely eliminate two, and I was definitely choosing from two of the two answers, and I could always pick the right one.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. Simple as that. That's cool. So everybody has a little bit of story about how they got here. Like, what is your short story of how you got here?
Back in 2010, I started a new role, and part of that role was doing a system upgrade. And I had no idea what a project plan was or anything. And someone looked at me and said, "Well, you're the system manager. You need to tell us like how long this stuff is going to take. And so why don't you just manage the project?" I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Well, this is interesting." And so that kind of like sparked my interest in what is project management and how would I get a certification in that, because I learned over the 10 years of managing projects that it is a science, but it's more of an art.
Yeah.
And when I was laid off from my position earlier in the year, and when the recruiters are like, "Tell me what you do," it took me about 7 interviews to realize that what I really do is manage projects. And so that's kind of what got me across the finish line as far as like applying to get my PMP and then taking the exam.
That's awesome. And so, give me one second. So you got into the accelerator and you started working with us. Like when you did that, like what was it like? Were you like, what did it feel like when you got into the accelerator as far as like your learning environment, if you will?
I've taken a lot of classes online, and I felt like it was like a level above that. Like it was like so organized and easy to follow the
Mhm.
program that there wasn't really any way you could get lost. And that was really helpful because like I said, I've taken a lot of university classes online. That's like, well, go here to do this and then click right. This was really easy. Day one, this is what you need to do, right? Day
Yeah.
two, this is what you need to do. And also what was nice is that I could go and listen to the audio recordings. Like if I wanted like more in-depth information,
Mhm.
I did that on a few. And so that was helpful as well.
That's awesome. And I know that you were always in coaching calls with me or the other coaches. Like what role did you think the coaching calls played and how did that kind of work for you?
I think that the coaching calls are, I mean, the whole program was important, but the coaching calls are kind of what pushed me over the edge as far as like wanting to be in the 7-day accelerator program,
Mhm.
because the coaches help to explain like in a real-time environment, like here's what the question is going to look like, here's how you need to think through it, right? So the coach is reading through the question, you're reading through the question, and it's like you have all these other opinions which kind of simulate all the thoughts in your head, right? While you're taking the test. So you have a lot of practice with that, and it just really helps to focus the decision-making process.
That's awesome. And then like a lot of the things are sound like a robot. For like the community aspect of it, like having other people there, having the chat, like did you leverage the community or benefit from that in any way? And talk through that if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, I thought the community aspect was really important. I was part of the Facebook group, I'm part of the LinkedIn group. And I also, when I was studying after I completed the 7-day accelerator, I just couldn't get my score like above a certain number. Like I was looking for it to be in that 80 to 85 range, but I was kind of getting stuck at like 73. So I emailed my coach and I was like, "I'm pretty smart, don't know, I can't figure this out." And my coach was like, "No, no, this is exactly what you need to do." And you know what? He was right. That was exactly what I needed to do. As long as I did those steps, then I bounced right into the 83, 84, 85 category. So the coaches 100% know what you need to do to get across the finish line.
That's awesome. And so everybody asked me, how do you know you're ready? So in your mind, like how did you know you were ready?
Looking at my test scores, like my coaches told me to kind of steer away from the 20 and 50 question tests and really focus on the 200 question tests.
Mhm.
So I knew if I could sit there the whole time and get 85% of the test questions right, I felt ready. And also, I guess another piece was that I just felt like I could read the question and I knew how to cross out the two that were wrong. And I just knew that I could use that strategy to get to the right answer.
That's awesome. All right, cool. And so this will be quick, but So like, if there's someone out there that like recognizes themselves in you, like, hey, she's kind of like me. She's got a similar background. Maybe you're a project manager by like accident or something like that. Like, and now
Mhm.
you're in it and you know how to do it and you're working well. Like for those kind of people that are looking to get their PMP, what would be the steps that you would ask them to follow? What would be the perspective you would want them to take? Like, what kind of a guidance could you give to those kind of people?
I would say that even if you stumbled into project management, there's been a lot of times in managing projects where the question has come to me, well, how do you know that you're doing this right or that this is going to get us across the finish line? And I really got tired of hearing that because I didn't have any evidence that I knew, right?
Mhm.
So I would say that if this is the work that you love, I think it's personally worth it to do the work to get across the finish line. So when that question comes up, it's like, well, I have that. That's how I know. I know because I've done this for a long time, but also there's evidence that I've studied this and I know what to do and what questions to ask and how to interact appropriately with you, you know?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Well, we are really, really proud of like how well you did, and we're excited that you followed through and you got that for yourself, so that you can like lean on the like experience and the certification, all those
Yeah.
things. So we're gonna do more and more with like the community aspect and like the alumni. So we'd love you to be involved, and we're just proud of how you did, and we appreciate
Okay.
everything you shared today. So thanks
No,
a lot.
appreciate it, Scott. I appreciate being included in the community going forward. You have a good day, okay?
All right, see you later. Thank you very
Thanks.
much. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.